YouTube channel. My name is Vupe, and here we talk about love, Christ, and some encouragement. So if these are topics that interest you, please stick around and remember to like and subscribe. So today our subject is friendship in the time of COVID. A lot of people have lost a lot of friendships or are struggling to navigate how to maintain these friendships. So today I'm going to offer 5 tips that I have found have helped me in navigating my friendships during the time of Corona. Now here in Zambia we have an imminent 4th wave that might come with the rainy season, and this is one of the areas in which you could consider to prepare for when the wave hits again, even though we do pray it doesn't and that we can get through the weather smoothly. So that said, and without further ado, these are my 5 tips. Number 1, communication. The world has become smaller and technology has helped us communicate. We have WhatsApp, we have DMs on Instagram, we have Messenger on Facebook, text messaging and calling. Now, before Corona hit us so hard, we used to take for granted the fact that we could see our friends at any time without realizing that something like this could happen. So communication therefore has become a very important part of friendship now. You have to be deliberate about asking how your friends are and actually paying attention to what they say. And if they just say the usual, fine. Try to dig in a little deeper, because the phone can hide a lot of things like emotion, tone, and things like that, especially if you're messaging. But when you ask how are you, really ask to get an answer, to know what your friend is going through. Another thing is to follow up on things in those communication. If your friend has exams, check how are those exams, or when is that exam, or if they have a doctor's appointment, when is it, how did it go, just so that you connecting, but most importantly paying attention to the answer and really listening so that you can keep communicating. That was number 1, communicate and communicate well. 2, meet. Now, yes, COVID has brought a very painful dynamic to meeting, right? We can't hug, and and as human beings we like to touch, greet each other. And even though we can't do that anymore, we can meet with regulations. There's something with following the regulations. There's something my pastor's wife did that really touched me and has stuck with me. Is when COVID just hit, we had one of our church members who was either a Sunday school member or a youth who had been sick. And what she did was carry a camp chair in her car, drive over to their home, and she sat outside at a distance and put her camp chair outside, called the family out and talked to the boy to find out how he was doing. And that was so thoughtful and edifying to the family at large. Now, we could do things like that if you're blessed with a car. I don't advocate for moving around too much on public transport because of just how at a risk you put yourself. You're at a higher risk because there are a lot of people. But for those that have cars, I think you should take advantage of those gifts that the Lord has blessed you with to be a blessing to the other person. So yes, do meet up, not all the time, but make an effort every once in a while just to see your friend, to show them that you care, and sit at a distance. Remember to sanitize, to wear your mask, and to consider the other major COVID-19 regulations, the regularly washing the hands. But do try and meet within the regulations, not as often as we used to, but every once in a while. Be deliberate about seeing your friends at a distance, and pray. Okay, well, everyone is going through a lot of stress right now, and if you have long distance friends, like if you live in different countries or in different towns, traveling has become a little more scary now. So remember to pray, because people are going through a lot of stress right now. So for instance, someone is sick and they're out of town. Ordinarily you could have come, but you can't. So pray for them. Your friend is planning a wedding. It's very difficult times to plan weddings now. It's not the way it used to be. You can't invite everyone. You can't have the usual big Lusaka weddings the way they used to be. So what you can do is pray for your friend. Pray for them to handle the stress of planning the weddings or birthdays or whatever they are planning, well, their graduation. Be there for your friends in prayer. And this is one of the most underestimated ways to be there for your friend. But please, please, please pray, because people are going through a lot of stress. What I used to do is, when I find out that my friend is going through a difficult time, it was just easier for me to go and sit with them. But that is very challenging now, because I just can't show up the way I used to show up. So yeah, I find that praying for a friend and seeing that the Lord does answer and meet their needs even way better than I ever could helps. Quickly moving on to number 4, acts of kindness. So you can still buy your friends birthday gifts, and by all means do that. If you can go big, please go big. But if you don't have money, and that's another area, financially people have been hit and have lost jobs, and therefore you can't afford the luxuries of buying gifts. But with small things, you can do that. You can buy small things. If you're a DIY person, you can create something that your friend would like, and you can gift that to them. So let's remember to do and show acts of kindness, remembering birthdays, remembering anniversaries, being there for people who have illnesses in the hospitals or at home. You can drop off a meal at the house without necessarily meeting people when they are sick. So show acts of kindness to build friendships. And number 5, and I think one of the most important, and I'm going to read a quote which says, givers have to set boundaries because takers rarely do. So because a lot of people are not being deliberate about building friendships, you find that a lot of people will depend on you for that connection, but you have to set the necessary boundaries so that you do not burn out. Okay, takers never know when to stop, so it will be up to you to set healthy boundaries so that you do not burn out, or you are not overexposed, especially to the COVID. So you will find that you're hopping from one friend's place to another, or from hospital or wherever you are going to meet these friends, and then you're getting exposed to the COVID. Another thing, if you're, like I said, a DIY person, you will find that you will be making gifts all the time, or you're spending a lot of money buying gifts. So you have to set a boundary, plan. Who are your friends? What are you going to do for who and when? Because if you don't, you will find that you are burning out. So do set boundaries. So that is the short video I had for today on friendships in the time of COVID and 5 ways to cope. So do tell me how you are managing your friendships in the time of COVID. We have heard a lot of people say, oh, that friendship ended, or now I know who my real friends are. I know friendship drama can be really exhausting, but we can all survive and we can all cope. So do share with me what you are doing to cope, or what you did when the COVID was crazy. The world has opened up a little bit now, and as you can see, I have not changed the flowers in the vase. This is me guilting Happy to buy me a fresh bouquet. Yeah. So yeah, share with me what you are doing to protect your friendships in these difficult times. And even as we pray that the COVID doesn't hit us too hard, with the 4th wave being so imminent, just let me know what you're doing. And thank you for stopping by to listen to this. And until the next one, this has been Wupe. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.